Hey everybody, Koumy here again, and it's time for another episode of Cooking with Koumy. Today we are making some Johnny Marzetti. This is a very simple dish to make, and it's really good dish for like your single dads out there, college students who do their own cooking, or anybody who just needs something good in a little minimal amount of time. What we're making today, we're going to be using about a box or 2.5 pounds of ground beef, about a half a box of elbow macaroni, half an onion. The onion is going to be finely chopped, some tomato soup, parmesan cheese to go on top of it afterwards, and some Texas toast for the side. Like I was saying, this is a very, very simple dish to make. So anybody who wants to give it a try, let me know how it turns out. Let's start cooking. Okay, so we've got our water started to heat up, that way we can get it boiling for the macaroni. We're going to start cutting this onion. We're just going to take half of it. And then peel that outside off of there. I like to go an extra layer in because that outside just is a little rubbery and I really don't want that in anything. The idea here is just to get it chopped as fine as possible. We gotta go 2 layers down on this one because it wants to be a pain. But just try to get the onion pieces that you've got in here chopped, just as fine as possible, because we're basically using them for a taste and a little bit of a texture. We don't need any huge chunks in it. Most of these onions are going to get cooked down anyways, because I try to fry my onion with my hamburger meat. That way it helps season the meat as well as the whole dish. And then any onions you have left over, you can always just use for hot dogs. Doesn't look like I'm going to need quite half an onion. The onion I got was a little bit bigger than I was expecting. Okay, we'll go ahead and start the heat for our meat, because we're just about done with the onion. Yeah, that should be good. Okay. Get that hamburger, get it nice and browned up. Like I said, we'll cook the onion in there with it. Now, you don't have to use quite this much meat if you don't want to. I prefer this much meat in mine. And then get the onion in here. Alright, like I said, we're just going to brown up this meat. Let the onions cook right in here in it. And as we're doing that, I'm still waiting on my pasta pot to start boiling. Which the pasta pot has started boiling, so we'll go ahead and add in our macaroni in there. Like I said, I use about a half a box. But you're going to want to make sure you keep stirring that. That way you don't burn the bottom, or burn the pasta that's on the bottom. Same with your meat. Make sure you keep it moving, that way you're not burning it. Like I said, we're just trying to get that brown and get the pasta up to a nice tender but yet soft texture. If you got a skillet big enough, that's ideal to use when you're making this for your meat. I don't have a skillet that big. Well, not one that I can use. My cast iron skillet would be great for this, but I haven't seasoned it yet, so I'm still waiting on that. Now, once the meat is finished, you're going to want to drain it, get all the extra grease and everything out of there, because then some good substitutions you can put in here. If you don't have hamburger, sausage works great and does taste just as good. And then also chicken's a good substitute as well. This recipe that I'm using, I actually got off of my mom. She used to make it for me as a kid, and then I made sure once I started cooking on my own that I got the recipe off of her. When you're making this, I make a lot for when I make this. I like to have the leftovers of this. The leftovers taste literally just as good, if not better, as when it's fresh. And it's real easy to revitalize if, for some reason, your leftovers are a little too dry when you make it. If you got an extra can of tomato soup, just add that in there, and it brings it right back to life. Okay, our meat's getting close to being done. Got a little more red in it, not much. As soon as that's all brown, we ain't got no more red in there. That'll be done and ready to drain. Your pasta's going to take roughly, probably about between 12 and 15 minutes to get to the texture that you want it. once it does start getting soft. There's a few different ways you can tell if it's ready. I've been told if you take it and you throw it up against like a cabinet or something and it sticks, it's ready. That gets it really close, but not quite there. What I typically do is I just get a piece out with the spoon, get the water off of it so you don't burn the heck out of your mouth. And then just taste it that way. Make sure it's not hard at the center of it. But your macaroni is going to about double in size when it's ready. But you just want to make sure that there's no hard spots in it. It's just soft, but it's still halfway tough. Because you don't want to get it soggy, because it just ruins the texture of the meal. I just cleaned up my glasses. Okay. Looks like the hamburger and onions are just about done. I got it all brown in there now. Turn this down. When you get done, your hamburger meat's going to look about like that. Nice and brown. No burn spots. You'll see the onion in there. But make sure there's no red in there. That way the meat's all the way cooked. Okay, after you got the meat ready, grab some pot holders because those handles are going to be hot. And just go ahead and drain your hamburger meat. Get all that extra grease and everything out of there because you're not going to need it again. Just trying to get as much of it out as possible. You're not going to get it all. Once it's done, just throw it back in that pan that you had it in. That way you can set it off to the side so you've got room for your noodles. Alright. If you look here, like I was saying about your noodles, your noodles started off pretty small. After it's cooked for a little bit, they just about double in size. Like I said, I'm going to test it. See if I can get one. Yeah, that's still firm, but it's not hard in the center. So that tells me our noodles are done. And do the same thing we did with the meat. Drain this. Again, you're going to get all the water out of there, or else it's going to make it really runny. And just put it back in the pan. Go ahead and get our oven preheated. That way we can get our toast ready. And then just add your meat and your onion right on in there. Like I said, this is going to make a lot. So if you don't need this much, I'd cut it down by about half. Just mix it all up real quick. That way you got a good mixture of both. So you ain't got too much meat in one spot, you ain't got too much noodle in one spot. Alright, I'm going to start off with about 5 cans of the tomato soup. The idea here is to make sure the whole dish is moist, but you're not overwhelmed with the tomato soup. It should just be a sauce, not a bath for it. That's really the best way to explain it. I was telling my girlfriend I made just a little bit too much compared to how much I usually make. But I think it's mainly because of how much hamburger I used, which I don't mind. I like a lot of hamburger in mine. I just need bigger pots is what it turns out to. Coming down to. Yeah, I'm going to need a couple more. Now, this stuff will absorb into the pasta as well, so if you do get a little bit too much, it's not a big deal. Like I said, you do not want this to be dry. I mean, it's decent. It tastes good still, but the texture's just all off. Give me one more can in there. I'm just trying to make sure we get all the way through it, because it never fails. There's always one side of this pan that I leave bare noodles in. I won't find it until I go to put this stuff in the fridge. Okay, that's pretty much done. Now I'm just waiting on the oven to get up to temperature so I can get my garlic bread in there. Turn the heat down to low on this just to keep it from getting cold while I wait. But on a day like this, it's probably not going to get very cold very fast. Alright, as soon as we get the garlic bread out, we'll get right back with you. Alright, put the garlic bread in. It's going to take about 5 minutes, maybe 10 for that. And then we will get this dished up and serve it out. Alright, timer just went off on the garlic bread, which is now done. Yeah, that's about perfect. Alright, we will get this plated up. Just top this off with a little Parmesan cheese. And then there you have it. Okay everybody, I hope you enjoyed this meal. If you did, drop me a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, share it, spread the word about my channel. Let's get some more people in here. Like I said, in the comments section below, leave me any messages you have about it, any questions you have about it. Hell, if you guys made it, drop a message down in the comments section. Let me know how it turned out. Until next time, we'll see you later.